Hi, it's Carolyn Moore with the Modern Widows Club, and we are reviewing the book Caring for Widows by Brian Croft and Austin Walker. Now, we're on chapter 2, and this is probably the hardest chapter for me to actually read because it's called The Price of Neglecting Widows, which is not something I knew about when I first became a widow 20 years ago in 2000, suddenly, when my husband died in a car crash. One of the oldest books in the Old Testament is the book of Job. There we find that Job was accused of wickedness by neglecting to relieve widows, together with other sins. Eliphaz, I think is how you say it, claimed that Job had brought God's judgment down on his own head. Job vigorously denied the explanation for his sufferings and later on referred to his alleged treatment of widows, called on God to visit him in judgment if indeed he was guilty of such wickedness. Job 31:16. Job was innocent, although Eliphaz wrongly accused Job. He was right in principle. There is a price to be paid for neglecting and abusing and ignoring widows. If God is the defender of widows, he will not turn a blind eye or a deaf eye to their cries. That's the very first section of this book, and it goes on into the next section titled God's Indignation at the Ill Treatment of Widows. On several occasions, the Old Testament prophets exposed Israel's wickedness because of the ways in which Israel had treated the widow, the orphan, and the poor. Anyone who ignores the cause of the widow, who oppresses her, or preys upon her, or exploits her, or ill-treats her in any manner was flying directly in the face of God and could expect to be confronted with his curse and judgment. This chapter is really small. It's only 4 pages, but it certainly opened up my eyes to not only the biblical implications of not caring for widows, but truly our responsibilities to do so. It'll go on. In the next video, we'll go in and we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth. But it does make me really look at how widows are treated today and how difficult it is for widows. And I just wonder if the, 2.2 billion people who are Christians around the world and the 37 million of churches were truly defending the widows and being there in their time of need, how different would our world be? Those are the things that I think about. I'll see you next chapter.